Studio 31.
Straight ahead on WBKB, find out how it is being a woman firefighter and working in a male-dominated industry, plus hear how Alpena Public School students did at the film festival and see how Alpena truckers joined convoy. You're watching Thunder Bay News Network. WBKB News at 11 starts now.
Live from Alpena, Michigan, this is WBKB 11 Late Night News. We have the most up-to-date information on local news, weather, and sports. With an update on today and your first look at tomorrow, this is WBKB 11 Late Night News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Erin Griffin. I spoke with Alpena's Fire Department Abby Smith to get her thoughts on what it's like being a woman in a male-dominated field, and here's how it went. Being a fighter is no easy task. I wanted to find out what is the daily routine like for being a woman firefighter. Abby Smith started at Alpena Fire Department almost a year ago. The job requires hard work, long hours, tons of training, and lots of dedication, and a sincere desire to help others. Abby Smith is a firefighter EMT with the city of Alpena. Abby states that the training of becoming a firefighter is very serious, and as a woman, she has to be in the same good physical state as the men. I asked what it is like for Abby to work in a male-dominated field, and here's her response.
Working in a male-dominated field as a woman is not something that's new to me. I grew up kind of around all boys growing up. I was one of the only females that was in our neighborhood until I was about 8 years old, so I always learned to, play with the boys and grew up that way. And then I enlisted in the military, into the military police corps out of the Army, and that is a very, very male-dominated field.
Working in public safety is all about community service and helping anyone that you can. Smith shares that the fire department outfits adds extra weight onto someone, resulting in 100 extra pounds when wearing the uniform. The firefighters have one common bunk area with about 12 bunks in your own personal space. Smith's everyday routine is very intense and takes a lot of hours and hard work.
My everyday routine, we work 7 a.m. to 7 a.m. on a 24-hour shift, 24 on, 48 off. So I get here in the morning about 15 minutes early. 9 times out of 10, everybody's here getting coffee, chatting about the night before, what we did on our time off. So we all just kind of get here in the morning, do a debrief with the off-coming shift, with the oncoming shift, and then we start work. It's just like any other day. Start checking your rigs, making sure everything's good to go for the day. Head up for breakfast. A lot of good conversation happens around the table upstairs in the dining room. Sometimes we cook meals together. It just depends on how the day goes. So
Smith says that she felt welcomed in the fire department and enjoys working there. Abby says that she would tell young girls that you can do anything that you want if you put your mind to it. In Alpena, Erin Griffin, WBKB News. Alpena Public School students rock the film industry with their latest project that seeks to create awareness about Great Lakes preservation. WBKB's Gatini Tinsley has more.
11th grade students William Schultz and Nicholas Lasardi set out on a task to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. First, create awareness on protecting the Great Lakes. Second, take home the Thunder Bay International Film Festival prize. The mission was accomplished with their short film titled 2038. Writer and actor William Schultz explains why he was so passionate about the project.
I think the Great Lakes, it's something that's very, unique. There's not really anything else in the world that's like it. And, it's both of our native homes, and I think it's something that's just very special, and we got to, keep it clean. We've witnessed other times where the Great Lakes have been kind of abused, and they've been taken advantage of, and, we've been able to clean them up, but, eventually at one point we're not going to be able to.
Nearly 2 months of rigorous work and late-night editing sessions led repeat winner Nicholas Lasardi to reflect on how it feels not only to win, but to inspire others in the filmmaking industry.
Extremely special and probably rare to feel something that rewarding for something that you love doing. It's just it's kind of a unique thing that I feel like anyone can do still. Even though I've won a few times, I don't think that I'm the only one who can win. There are plenty of people who can step up and do it. Will's never done it before, and he did a great job. You know, I was just following him through the whole process. And so it's, you know, if you like telling stories and you just pick up a camera, you can have success with it, even at the local level, and I think that's pretty cool.
The team took home first place in the competition, but even with all the recognition, they have one final message of appreciation.
Definitely thank John Capeless, Mr. C, who's a teacher of the current events class, which is the class that Will's in. John Short, who was the big boss guy in the film, the other actor. We had a couple friends work on it, including Connor Capeless, Logan Denblaker. Who else did we have?
I think that was it. My dad did give us access to City Hall a whole lot, and it was very nice of him. There was a lot of late nights where he stayed with us, and you know, taking time out of his Saturdays and Sundays, being there at
that was
his work.
very kind.
In Alpena, Gatini Tinsley, WBKB News.
Alpena's addition to the People's Convoy departed the city this morning. However, even map in hand, some members seemed unsure of their decision.
Not even freezing weather and heavy snow deterred trucker Travis Konarszewski and his crew Friday morning.
We do this all the time.
His truck and 3 others pulled out of the C&S Carriers lot at roughly 8:15 a.m., bound for Gaylord, then Saginaw, Flint, and Dayton, Ohio. Pat Giroux helped organize this branch of the convoy. He says the Canadian protest inspired him to reach out to Konarszewski.
I saw what happened in Canada, and I thought they made a difference. I thought they made a big statement for the freedom of the people in a government that's overstepped their bounds.
However, exactly how the convoy intends to achieve its goal remains unclear. Their website says they want to end the state of emergency originally declared by Donald Trump in 2020, but it makes no mention of what they will actually do once they reach the D.C. Beltway area. Even participants like Giroux and Konarszewski seem unsure of the plan.
Their plans are changing and fluid as we go. I know they're going to get there and they're going to make a statement. So I don't know exactly how they're going to do that.
What happens when you arrive in D.C.?
You know, I'm not really sure.
The People's Convoy has also attracted criticism for its affiliation with far-right figures, such as former General Michael Flynn, who has associated himself with followers of the QAnon conspiracy theory. In Alpena, Kent Davis, WBKB News.
You can read more about our broadcast stories and get the scoop on other news items online. Visit WBKB11.com for sports, weather, and news updates anytime, day or night. Still ahead on WBKB, see how mask mandates are affecting workers, and meteorologist Carl Rippy is next with your weather forecast.
Something huge has happened in Hollywood. Come along as we chase the story.
Clock's ticking.
Extra, extra.
Meteorologist Carl Rippy is here with a look at our weather forecast.
Well, welcome back. Great to see you. Hope you're doing well. I'm meteorologist Carl Rippy. We got lots going on in our weather, so come on in. Let's check this out together. We didn't make it quite up to what we would normally be this time of year, but it wasn't too bad. Mid-20s. Some of us saw a little bit warmer. Started off on track for the most part, a couple of degrees cooler than what our normal is. In terms of snow depth across the area, a lot of the Upper Peninsula has 20 or more inches that has accumulated over the course of the season. We're looking at a little bit less as we go to the tip of the Mitt down into the northern lower, all the way down to Cadillac and beyond, where we don't have a lot of snow into the area downstate. It's been a little warmer. That started to drop off. As far as our conditions go for us today and into our first part of our weekend, we're going to cool off overnight. We'll be into those mid-teens as we make it through the afternoon into the mid-20s by lunchtime or so. I should have said mid-morning here. And then into the upper 20s for the latter part of the day. So we do see some of that impact making its way in. It's going to be fairly light. over the course of our Saturday. Sunday, not too much. Monday is a little bit different. We do have a system coming in. It's going to be making its way in from the north and northwest. We'll have our share of interesting weather over the course of the weekend, and it ramps up as we get into our Monday. So this system that's coming through, it's going to really leave us in its wake with some of that colder air filling in. Some of that is going to make it into our area. It's going to push on through, and we'll be on the back side of that with some cool air filling in. So Saturday, we're going to be fairly pleasant. Sunday, we start to cool off a bit. This is the system that comes through Monday late day into our overnight and into Tuesday morning. That's the one that's going to bring us some more accumulations. We may get an inch or so as that comes through. That's going to be later in the weekend over into our Monday. Our winds are going to be from the south for the most part. That's going to change over as we get into the latter part of the weekend, first part of next week as that next storm system comes in. Snowfall not going to amount to too much. Give you an idea just so you see this as it tries to make its way through. It's going to be next to nothing. So with that, we'll also notice over the course of the next couple of days, we're going to be fairly protected until we get into that time frame where we see that system come in Sunday night into Monday morning, Monday through the day. That's going to be the one that really changes is over. Monday, Tuesday, we're going to be back and forth from those lower 20s into those lower 30s. So a bit of a warm up, making it into the upper 20s for our Wednesday. Not too bad as we get through next week. That weather that's going to set an aim on us is going to mostly get active for our Sunday night into Monday.
Today's photo was sent in by Debbie McLaren of Oscoda. Debbie says she snapped this picture of a cardinal at her frozen bird feeder on Wednesday. Thank you, Debbie, for sharing this photo with us. If you have an interesting photo of people, places, or things that you would like to send us, email it along with a short description to news@WBKB11.com. Coming up on WBKB News at 11, hear the latest information regarding Russian forces invading Ukraine, and Austin Szumowicz will be in with the latest in sports. Mask mandates are changing all over the world. KCBS's Rachel Kim has more on the story. Today, President Biden held a phone call with Ukraine's President Zelensky for more than 30 minutes as enemy forces move closer to their capital. Ukrainian officials are calling on the U.S. and NATO allies to take together actions against Russia. Natalie Brand reports from Washington. Next on WBKB News, see why President Biden has unleashed sweeping economic sanctions against Russia.
Watch your local sports with Austin Szumowicz on WBKB 11.
Now let's take a quick look at some of today's top financial headlines in Money Watch. President Biden has unleashed sweeping economic sanctions against Russia after its invasion of the Ukraine. The president announced the U.S. is targeting Russia's largest banks, freezing every asset that they have in America. New sanctions also include blocks on technology, which would cap Russia's ability to conduct military operations. The EU and other allies hit Russia with new sanctions today. The number of Americans signing up for unemployment benefits fell to the lowest level since 1970. According to the Labor Department, first-time filings for weekly jobless claims fell 17,000 to 202,000 last week. That marks the third week of filing complaints after a jump in January due to the spread of the Omicron variant. The Justice Department has filed a lawsuit to stop United Health's acquisition of Change in Healthcare. The government argues the $13 billion deal would harm competition by putting too much healthcare claims information in the hands of one company. Sports is coming up next, but first, Austin Szumowicz is here with a preview of what's ahead. Austin?
Hey, Aaron, the high school basketball season is approaching its end. Both Alpena teams had their final Big North games tonight against Gaylord. The Lady Wildcats also showcased their graduating seniors tonight for the last game of the season. That and more is next on WBKB Sports. Welcome back. It's the final game of the regular season for the Lady Wildcats. Tonight, Alpena hosted the Gaylord Blue Devils, who are tied for second in the Big North rankings. These two teams will face off yet again on Monday for the first round of the playoffs, but for now, let's see how the season wrapped up for Alpena. Tonight was also seniors night as the Wildcats celebrated their 4 graduating seniors, Allison Erlob, Jenna Leek, Elena Trelfa, and Francisca Traela. A couple senior cheerleaders were also recognized on this night. Getting into the actual game, though, Gaylord is going to find themselves with the ball first. Molly Kinzer finds Kennedy Neff in the corner, fires from three-point range, and she sinks it for Gaylord. Now Alpena with the ball. Jenna Leek is going to give the ball over to Reese Wisniewski. She gets it back to Jenna, who drives in, takes a foul, and still drains the layup for the and one. Now with just 2 seconds left in the first quarter, Alpena inbounds it to Reese Wisniewski, who tries from deep three-point range, banks it off the glass, and hits the buzzer beater three. What a shot from the sophomore to tie the game up. Second quarter now, Blue Devils are going to be moving the ball around. Megan Keene finds Alexis Kozolski in the paint, and she's got the open look to make the layup, and she hits it with ease. Alpena now on a fast break. Mara Wisniewski in the paint is going to get the ball, then chucks it back out to the senior Allison Erlob. Allie tries from three-point range, and she gets that one to go. Alpena kept pace for a bit in the second, but Gaylord really turned on the Jets as the rest of this game played out. Avery Parker is going to try for a layup with her left hand, and that one falls almost with a hook shot on that play. Second half now, Gaylord continued to move the ball with purpose, and Alpena just can't keep up as Kennedy Neff is going to get the ball back in the corner after this great ball movement. She'll try from three-point range, taking the double-digit lead with that play. Now the offense of Gaylord, they just kept clicking for the rest of the game, while Alpena just couldn't keep up with them. A nice pass to Megan Keene from Maddie Gall. Megan sinks the layup, and the Blue Devils get the win tonight. It wasn't how the Lady Wildcats would have liked to end their season. Gaylord walks away with the dub, 57-69. However, for Alpena, revenge is the only thing on their mind, and with the chance to eliminate Gaylord in the first round of the playoffs on Monday, that revenge win could be oh so sweet. Looking over at the other local games from tonight, over with the boys matchup between Alpena and Gaylord, the Wildcats keep the Blue Devils winless in the Big North with a dominating win on the road. Final score is 66-37, and the Wildcats will now return home on Tuesday to face the Rogers City Hurons. Over to the Alcona Tigers versus the Mile Thunderbolts. This game had both defenses stymieing the offensive attacks of both teams. How good was the defense from both teams, you ask? At halftime, the score was 9-8. In the end, though, Alcona beats Mayo in this makeup game 39-31. DJ Howe was outstanding, scoring 24 points and 16 rebounds for a double-double. Over 60% of Alcona's points came from DJ. Shout out to this kid for a top-notch performance. The Tigers now face Fairview on Tuesday, while Mayo will have their makeup game against Whittemore Prescott on Tuesday. Now we're back from the All-Star break with the return of Detroit basketball action, with Cade Cunningham returning to the 3-1-3 with his Rising Stars MVP trophy in tow. The Pistons yesterday hosted the Cleveland Cavaliers, and after losing their first series match back in November, the Pistons did get a win back last month. They would be looking to take the series lead with this one. First quarter, Killian Hayes is going to find Kelly Olynyk in the paint, chucks it back out to Hamidou Diallo, my boy, in the corner, wide open for three, and he sinks it. Pistons now only down by 5 points. Killian Hayes with the ball again. He's nearly doubled up by the defense until he finds Marvin Bagley III, and Bagley just clings to the basket for dear life with a great dunk there. Now, I know that first three-pointer from Hamidou Diallo was pretty sick. How about this one? 3 seconds to go in the first. Hamidou pulls up with a floater from just under half-court range. It's up, and are you kidding me? An outstanding shot from Diallo, and I'm going to have to do it. We're going to see this one in slow motion. Diallo was perfect from long range, hitting 3 of 3 and leading the Pistons in scoring with 21 points, and he was off the bench doing that. Second quarter now, Cleveland still leading. Rajon Rondo, long pass to Lauri Markkanen. Markkanen gets the big dunk to increase the Cavs' lead, but that lead would not last long, though. Pistons fast break. Cade behind the back dribble move, lobs it up for Bagley. What an alley-oop dunk from Bagley there. Off the bench, he put up 16 points, shooting 8 of 13. Third quarter, Pistons brought it within 2 points. Kevin Love finds the rookie Evan Mobley, a big dunk from Mobley, who had 12 points and 8 rebounds. Detroit would nearly pull ahead, but Cleveland went on a late 9-0 run in the fourth quarter. Isaac Okoro is going to go and fire a corner three for the Cavaliers, and with that shot, he ties this game up. Detroit would get some free throws to take the lead back to 3, and Cleveland now with 26 seconds to go, trying to get back to tie this game. Markkanen from three-point range. That one doesn't go, but he gets the rebound back, so the Cavs still looking to tie the game up with another try. In the corner now, Mobley pump fakes an open three-pointer again, That one doesn't go either. The Cavs still get the rebound. 10 seconds to go. Brandon Goodwin is going to try to get open on this play, gives it off, and then gets the ball back, and he's going to get yet another open three-point chance. This would send it to overtime. That one doesn't go either. The Cavs missed 3 straight three-pointers in the last 25 seconds of the game, and they have to take the L in Detroit with this one. The Pistons got so unbelievably lucky as Detroit gets their second win against Cleveland this year and their first win after the All-Star break. Final score is 106-103. The Pistons will look to get their second straight win against the Boston Celtics when they return home tomorrow at noon. Well, don't go anywhere. Next on WBKB News, we'll have your eye on entertainment.
He's a writer, she's a cop. There's some drama, there's some intrigue, there's snakes. And that's when the ninjas attack. That's Castle, and this is where you see it.
Monday through Saturday on WBKB 11.
A classic tale of unrequited love is retold at the movies. The Vikings set out to conquer Europe, and the NAACP Image Awards will be handed out this weekend. Dana Bukis has your eye on entertainment report. Well, today we have a new member added to the WBKB team. This is Augustin Burchard, who is our new meteorologist, and he's going to tell you a little bit about himself.
Thank you, Erin. Hello, I'm your brand new chief meteorologist for WBKB Channel 11 News. I hail from the southern New England area for the past 20 years and lived in Virginia from 2000 to 2003. The first 23 years of my life I lived in upstate New York along Lake Ontario. So I'm very familiar with your lake effect snowfall. The first 23 years of my life were also along Lake Ontario, and I look forward to new life living along Lake Huron and reacquainting myself with spontaneous nature of lake effect and lake enhanced snowstorms. I completed my 4-year degree at Oswego State University, where I got my degree as a meteorologist. And it's the epicenter of New York State for snowfall, where annual snowfall accumulation totals over the year are between 100 inches to 200 inches.